Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 6, chapter 1, text number 1. Shri Parikshit Uvacha Nivritti Margaha Kathita Adhau Bhagavata Yatha Krama Yogopalabdhena Brahmana Yat Asam Spritihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaja Parikshit said, O my Lord, O Shukadeva Goswami, you have already described in the second canto the path of liberation, Nivritti Marga. By following that path, one is certainly elevated gradually to the highest planetary system, Brahmaloka, from which one is promoted to the spiritual world along with Lord Brahma. Thus one's reputation of birth and death in material world ceases. Purport. Since Maharaja Parikshit was a Vaishnava, when he heard the description at the end of the fifth canto of the different hellish conditions of life, he was very much concerned with how to liberate the conditioned souls from the clutches of Maya and take them back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, he reminded his spiritual master Shukadeva Goswami about the Nivritti Marga or path of liberation, which he had described in the second canto. Maharaj Parikshit, who at the time of death was fortunate to have met Shukadeva Goswami, inquired from Shukadeva Goswami about the path of liberation at the crucial time. Shukadeva Goswami very much appreciated his question and congratulated him by saying, Variyanesha te prashnaha kruto lokahitam nripa atmavid sammataha pumsam shrotavyadishu yaparaha. My dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial for all kinds of people. The answer to this question is the prime subject matter of hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists. Parikshit Maharaj was astonished that the living entities in the conditioned stage do not accept the path of liberation, devotional service, instead of suffering in so many hellish conditions. This is the symptom of a Vaishnava. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha. A Vaishnava is an ocean of mercy. Paradhukka dukki. He is unhappy because the unhappiness of others. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj, being compassionate towards the conditioned soul suffering in the hellish life, suggested that the Shukadeva Goswami continue describing the path of liberation, which he had explained in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. The word asamsmritihi is very important in this connection. Samsmriti refers to the continuing on the path of birth and death. Asamsmriti, on contrary, refers to Nivritti Marga or path of liberation, by which one's birth and death cease and one gradually progresses to Brahmaloka, unless one is pure devotee who does not care about going to higher planetary system, in which case one immediately returns home back to Godhead by executing devotional service. Tyaktva deham punarjanmaneti. Parikshit Maharaj therefore was very eager to hear from Shukadeva Goswami about the path of liberation for the conditioned soul. According to the opinion of the Acharyas, the word Kramayogolabdhena indicates that by first performing Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, and finally coming to the platform of Bhakti Yoga, one can be liberated. Bhakti Yoga, however, is so powerful that it does not depend on Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga. Bhakti Yoga itself is so powerful that even an impious man with no assets in Karma Yoga or an illiterate with no assets in Jnana Yoga can undoubtedly be elevated to the spiritual world if he simply adheres to the Bhakti Yoga. Mam eveshyasi asamshayaha. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that by the process of Bhakti Yoga, one undoubtedly goes back to Godhead, back to home, to the spiritual world. Yogis, however, instead of going directly to the spiritual world, sometimes want to see other planetary systems. And therefore, they ascend to the planetary system where Lord Brahma lives, as indicated here by the word Brahmana. At the time of dissolution, Lord Brahma, along with all the inhabitants of Brahmaloka, goes directly to the spiritual world. This is confirmed in the Vedas as follows. Brahmana sahate sarve samprapte pratishanchare parasyante kritatmanah pravishyanti parampadam. Because of their exalted position, those who are on Brahmaloka at the time of dissolution go directly back home, back to Godhead, along with Lord Brahma. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are discussing from the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes in the introduction here that description, the Bhagavatam includes creation, how the creation is taking place, and subsequent creation and the planetary systems, how all the different planetary systems are created. And he describes creation and subsequent creation, planetary system in the 3rd canto, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th canto. Finally, the explanation of the Narakalokas, the hellish planets, also described. Now the 6th canto, this will describe the Poshana, the protection by the Lord. How does the Lord protect the living beings? He created the living beings who wish to be in the material world. All the conditioned living entities are there. They are suffering in these different planets. The Lord also does protection. How does He protect? That is the subject matter of the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why the 6th canto is called Prescribed Duties for Mankind. What is that we should do so that Lord keeps us protected? So it's very important for us to know what should we do. So now the context of today's discussion is that Parikshit hears all the description of 26 hellish planets. Very, very scary, fearful to hear, very bad to hear how each and every sin committed by the jiva has to face the consequences. It's very scary. Even up to the killing of a mosquito, there is a consequence. The hellish planets. So it looks very, very fearful for anybody to hear all these things. Now Parikshit anyway got Shukadeva Goswami, he is a spiritual master. And he is also destined to pass away, die in next few days. And he is under the protection. He has taken the shelter of the pure devotee of the Lord. Now he is a Vaishnava. He is thinking, what should I do? How should I help? It's very important to note. You see, in this world, there are two kinds of people. Dvaubhuta sargaloke daiviyasura evacha. So there are some people, broadly, the two kinds of people we look. One are very selfish. They are not bothered about others are happy or unhappy. They are more interested in their personal happiness. And sometimes even at the cost of others' unhappiness. They just want to enjoy themselves. Just like as simple as the majority of population you see in Kali Yuga are falling under this category by eating meat. Eating meat is, what does it mean? For my body's maintenance, my taste. I don't I don't care. Let that animal suffer. Let that animal die. So there is no consideration. That is why Srila Prabhupada says, unless one gives up the eating meat, he cannot begin his spiritual life. If so long one is eating meat, means he is interested in self-centered happiness. Let the animals die, let others sacrifice their life for me. So then the humanity, that also people are not bothered about others suffering. They are simply focused on their enjoyment. That also we see. Recently, I came across a documentary. In the documentary, it is shown how this beggars mafia goes on. How the beggars you see sometimes in the cities, there is a big mafia behind these beggars. And some case studies are done. There was one boy, he was from somewhere in the Uttar Pradesh or Bihar. So he had come to a big city for searching job. Job searching, youngsters look for employment in our country. So he was looking for job and he saw many ads. He was trying to apply for the job. That time, one person comes and tells him, I have a job offer for you. You come to this address tomorrow. There will be an interview for you. So he sincerely goes for an interview, but that happens to be a very isolated location. As he reaches there, it's all real story. As he reaches there, they actually capture him. A poor man, if wants job, somebody calls for interview, naturally he will go. After he goes there, he is beaten by very badly. His mobile is confiscated, he's shifted to somewhere else. His eyes are tied, he is not able to see where he's been shifted. They have beaten him and they have shifted him. They broke his heads and legs and hands. Then they give him some injection, and so that he goes blind. And there are certain things which to develop certain diseases in the body. And he is made blind. He is not able to walk. He does not know where he has been. They are taking him. Can you imagine his situation? Why are they doing all these things? Then he'll be thrown in somewhere in the city, in a corner. You keep begging. So that when he begs, whatever money comes, they will take away. It's a real story. It is happening in our country. And another case, they take children. The small children they take away. They give injection of hallucination to children so that they don't cry, don't make issue. So the mother will be carrying. You will have seen sometimes children are carried they're always sleeping because they've been given certain hallucination injections or medicines. So that people feel, and they will be, and these mafia beggars who are under this confiscated, those who are captured under this mafia, they'll not be fed also properly. Because they're fed and starved, people will not feel giving them money. They should be like a skeleton. They will be given only one time food. And there are certain injections which will make one person blind, certain injections which will generate some disease in the skin diseases. And there's a huge mafia going on behind this. There are big politicians involved, some this thing, no, they're not able. And there is one Nobel laureate who was part of our Akshay Patra's 4 billion meal in United Nations celebration, Kailas Satyarthi. He runs an NGO where he also tries to save those abducted people from the circus and various places. He also tells so many stories, what all they have come across. Now, for us, a common man, we think, is it like this also people are there? Are they that hungry for sense gratification that at this cost, a poor man don't know what is at his home back and he has come for job and you make him for lifetime suffers, make him suffer to take money from what he begs. How much karma, how much suffering they will get. So this is that kind of jivas also there, who are so asuric, so demonic. That is broad category. Dvaubhuta sargaloke daivi asura evacha. There is one kind of selfish, self-centered living beings. Now daivi, they are good people. As we hear this kind of stories, we feel very bad. This should not happen. Anywhere we see somebody is being beaten in a video or in the street or somewhere, we feel, or some dog is running for some food, immediately it comes in our mind, somebody should feed them. That means you have got divine qualities. And they feel, these divine quality people feel, I should help. I should help others. I should not do this. I should not cut animal and eat for my enjoyment. I should, as less as possible, I should give trouble to others. And they are one category of people. And now, those people, those who daivi sampada, those who have good qualities, they feel bad. Paradukka dukki. When somebody is unhappy, they feel unhappy. And Vaishnavas are the topmost merciful people in this world. Why? Let us understand. Those who are feeling bad, feeling unhappy, they want to help others, don't want to trouble others, they require guidance how to do that. You see, sometimes they wanted to help others, but they really don't know how to do. They will say we should protect dogs, but they kill cows. Somebody says we want to protect cows, but they kill pigs. So there are, contrary to their behavior and their statement, they'll keep doing such things. So they do not know, they feel that they should be protected, but they don't have any guidance how to do that. And there are people who speak so much about compassion, but in their personal life, they're very, very harsh with others. They're not considerate. And there are some people who give any beggar, they're very compassionate. Anybody asks money, they will give. That is also one kind of ignorance, because we do not know what that beggar is going to do with that money. Imagine it is going to that sinister moment of that mafia, whatever you are paying to beggar. Then what to do? And how to help somebody? That is why helping somebody requires a proper guidance. We cannot decide ourselves how to. We should inquire from a proper source, like Parikshit is inquiring. What is Raja Parikshit is doing? He is inquiring from Shukadeva Goswami, I heard about all the hellish planets, now what to do? What is the solution for this? He is not concocting, he is not thinking himself, he is not creating his own solution. He is approaching authority, Vedic authority. spiritual master, Vedas, scriptures, one has to approach to take guidance how to help. So Parikshit is been guided by Shukadeva Goswami. So Vaishnavas are one. Because of being a quality of a devotee of the Lord, they are naturally very compassionate. And they also take guidance how to help others. The real help to a jiva is make that jiva progress in spiritual path. Because ultimately, this is meant for asamsmritihi. Asamsmritihi means one should be ceasing. One should cease its repetition of birth and death. So long you are in this world of birth and death, you will suffer. So the real benefit for all the prisoners is not to create facilities in prison house. You can give donation to the prison house to fix a fan, fix AC, fix better washrooms, better facilities. That is not really a great help for them. It may be a temporary relief for them. The real help is to take the prisoner out of the prison house. So Vaishnavas have this knowledge. What is the real help? So while we are helping others, we want to ensure that they progress spiritually. That is why as a Rajarshi, Parikshit, as a Raja, he has to ensure the facilities are given. Nothing in this world is, you can say it is material. We can use it everything in Krishna consciousness. You can give every support using in the understanding of Krishna consciousness. Can you build a home to homeless? Yes, you can build a home to homeless, but you should be like a Raja, the king, good administrator. Ensure that the home you have built and given to a person is properly used by that person to advance in Krishna consciousness. Suppose you built a home and gave, but he has cut animals there, he has killed somebody there, he is drinking there, he is not following any principles. He is using the facility which you have given, then you will be incurring sin. Therefore, when we are as a Vaishnavas, when we help somebody, we want to ensure the help given to society, help overall the society grows spiritually in Krishna consciousness, in the devotion to the Lord. You can give home, you can give health care, we can give anything, all the support to the human society. We are not that we should not do. So we have to do very, very systematically. When you give something, ensure that that is used for the purpose of serving Krishna. That facility has been used. Therefore, very, very interesting thing you will understand with this. Our support, our help to the suffering humanity should help them to elevate. That kind of help you should do. You know, the sadhu seva is coming from this point. In the modern society, in the Hindu society, in Sanatana Dharma, there is a lot of importance given for serving the sadhus. What does it mean? The sadhu is using everything in the service of the Lord and elevate himself in the Krishna consciousness. Suppose I give a facility for the sadhu, a home is built and given to a sadhu, and he will use it for what? For progressing in Krishna consciousness. So when you are giving or helping somebody which you don't have control, after taking that help, what they do? You have to give to a right person. Sadhu seva is very understood. Very people keen to do the sadhu seva because scriptures glorify. All the shastras say sadhu seva is very, very great punya. The reason is that the every bit is given to a genuine sadhu is used in the seva of the Lord. So if you are not sure that what I am giving a material help to somebody, it will be used in the service of the Lord or not, then what should we do? We should give it to sadhu, devotees of the Lord. So the devotees of the Lord should be given all the facilities by others who are not able to directly serve the Lord, so that devotees use those facilities to serve, progress personally as well as to serve the society. That is the real compassion. Because real compassion. So today what are we able to do as an institution? Is now we are distributing prasadam. Because there are so many hungry people, we want to distribute prasadam. Because nobody can misuse prasadam, that they have to eat only, nothing else they can do with it. So that's a simple way, very safest way to do service to the humanity without much worrying. The next level, if somebody has to serve, then he has to have a more administrative control. Like in the temple, we may create a nice place to stay. We may buy a car, we may buy a facility. For what purpose? For devotees to use that and advance in Krishna consciousness. And also help the society to advance in Krishna consciousness. So now as we are devotees, what should we be doing? So we should understand how precious is our life. How greatly we are blessed to come to the association of devotees, where we need not to worry. We have our service to the society is the real benefit to the society. And we have an opportunity to serve other Vaishnavas, other devotees. Every moment. You go to Prasadam hall, you have an opportunity to serve a devotee. You happen to meet a person, you interact with the other person, he is a devotee. We should understand the value of the devotee association which we have gotten, we have received. Therefore, if a devotee becomes not good in the relationship with the other devotee, he is actually doing the biggest blunder of his life. Among the asuras and good people, you are come under the category of good person. Among the good people, so many are confused what to do, how to help, they don't know. They are trying to help, but their help is many times not used in the proper direction. And in that we come into the association of devotees. And we have an opportunity to serve other Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. There is a great platform Srila Prabhupada has created for us, where we can make great advancement in our spiritual life by serving others. So now, Parikshit is asking out of his compassion to other living entities, what should we do? So here in the verse, this is one part. So one part is the compassion of Parikshit in the discussion. The second part is that in this discussion, Parikshit is talking about Nivritti Marga, where the living beings go to Brahma Loka. From the Brahma Loka, after the Brahma's lifespan is over, along with Brahma, they go to the spiritual world. So, it's a process which Srila Prabhupada is explaining in the purport, how by Bhakti Yoga, we can directly go to the spiritual world by Krishna's grace. And by other processes, yogis sometimes want to see different planetary systems and then slowly go back to the spiritual world. So the process is to go back to spiritual world is in the material. So one generally go to Brahma Loka, then there they get promoted to along with the Brahma to the spiritual world. So this is an important knowledge. What happens after death? Where do we go? How we go back to Godhead? How do we end the suffering, birth and death in our life? This is been explained, and further in this now chapter, Parikshit's concerns will be addressed. Parikshit's concern is that now what to do? So many living beings, ignorant living beings are going to hell. What shall we do? What is the real help I can give? The real help for the living entity will be explained by the Shukadeva Goswami in the further verses. With this, we shall conclude.